Well, hello.
That's we have our crap together over here.
We
Okay?
need to get you back in.
Really?
Tell her to do a redo.
There's Becky. She's damn it, Becky.
Come on, Audra. I know you can be better than that.
She's hiding. We'll just take pictures of her on the road asleep. We'll get shaving cream and everything out. It'll be great.
Fucking stab you both.
Hi guys, I'm Audra Magabai Johnson, and this chick over here. Who are you? Do I know you? You're so tan.
I know.
Damn, I know as a white girl.
I can't be racist today, right? Because I am actually brown after spending 2-3 days in the sun. Thank you, Jesus, for the wonderful sun that Bill Gates has not suppressed. It was amazing going and laying out by the pool for the past couple days, Audra.
Freaking Southerners. I swear to God.
Look,
I don't know how to do shit together.
If I took my shirt off, like I said, I can prove I'm not racist. Coca-Cola would try to ban it. No, actually, they may include me because I'm not white.
Try to be less white.
Less white.
Us naturally brown people are tired of you white people trying to steal our skin. Okay?
Cultural appropriation on the Coke can.
Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Okay, so before you didn't realize that we were live, or we weren't live.
Right. And I have no makeup on, and I look as good as I did when I had no shower for 8 days. So, bear with me, America.
All right.
I'm okay. I hope the libtards don't get offended that I'm not, so. Anywho, so I want to say, first of all, Audra, fucking congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And all for America, and finally you've got your avenue here. You've been blessed with the avenue, so keep pushing forward, patriot. And Texas has got you, girl.
I know.
We got
this
you.
Is gonna be great. I'm like so excited, and I can't I want to be like this, but I can't. I was told I can't say much. I know Sunday we will be putting a video out that's gonna give you a little bit more details on what's going on, but nothing's going to be official until the rally, June 15th, which you guys are all invited to my press conference rally on the 15th of June. Hey, Mo.
With an unfortunate regret here, I unfortunately will not be able to attend that, I don't think, unless I gather some additional funding to fly right back out there a couple of weeks later. We'll see what we can do, but as of this second, once I get to Texas, I'm going to be trying to do as much as I can to spend all the time I can with my kids and focus here on my camp.
Your friend just needs, your support for one of the most important moments of her life. It's fine. It's totally cool.
I know, but see, think positively here. We're going to speak positivity into existence. We're going to grab it by the balls. We both are in office in our own states. We both have campaigns to manage and run on and stand up for our constituents in our states. So we've got a lot of work to do, the both of us, honey, North and the South, to fight together.
This time we fight together.
Insurance.
Mo said he would be there at my press conference rally, so that's cool.
All right.
Yes, my friend.
Go now. I got to figure it out. I'm going to do a campaign for extra sponsorship to get my ass to Michigan to see my BFF MAGA bride up there at her press conference. I'm going to be there.
I'm so excited. It's so amazing because, I have such a good base. My campaign manager and my financial campaign, they're so amazing. They're just epic. And they totally get me, right? Because I've tried things before and it was you got to change yourself. You got to do this and this. And they're like, we love you just the way you are. Yeah, I'm going to have to tone down on some things. But it's going to be bam, in your face, Audra. And I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
How you do it, and I support you, of course, but I do not support suppressing your originality and your
Oh,
individual.
no. No, 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 no. I'll tell you about it later. I'll tell you about it when we're done.
Got a whole fucking shit show of hours to drive. So, but Maya, did you hear? I saw your live earlier, Sweet Pea, about the video. Well, not about my video I did yesterday, but about the same topic about the Trump voter list.
Yeah. Okay. So I
I
just want to double check it, and people are saying it's down now.
really, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to double check that because I find it odd that as much chatter was made about it yesterday on the same big tech social media platforms that are trying to censor us, right? That there aren't people talking about it. There aren't Trumpers talking about it. There are not conservatives speaking about it. What the hell is on with that? What do you think is like the
I just found it, and I was like, oh my God.
I was
I'm
talking
like,
about it last night because I got wind of it yesterday. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm going to do a video. And I did a video. I screen grabbed that shit. I did a video on it and I put Bryson Gray's, It Ain't Over Yet, the backdrop like a bad biatch. And because that song is awesome, because it's truthful, because it ain't over yet. We've just begun. So
yes, we
I,
have.
I found it odd, the verbiage that they used, like patriots. We are patriots.
Oh, I
We are
know.
diverse. We
I
are
found it odd that they were like, we're patriots and colored people. And I'm like, what?
so
So, like, color can't.
site and narc to the BLMers who we are. Is that what they're asking? Because that's what it sounds like.
I put my
Why,
own damn name in there.
why is the people of color part important enough to put in there? Why couldn't you just say we're a diverse group of activists? But no, they made it about patriots. No, let me tell you something, TrumpVoterList.org. We are patriots. We, the people, are patriots. The people stomping the pavement trying to save this nation.
Yeah.
Not Biden voters. Joe Biden voters cannot be patriots. Audra, does
No,
that make sense?
no, no. I mean, they hate the Constitution, which is what our country's built on. They go around burning American flags. I found that interesting too. I'm like, how are you going to put on there your patriots? Like,
Right. And when we were in DC, that twat waffle sat there and asked us how we felt about people burning the American flag, just the same as how we feel about, you know, they can burn our flag, but we can't have the same freedom of speech to burn their banner. How
well,
ironic.
I find it really kind of fascinating how people associate freedom of expression with freedom of speech because nowhere in there was yes that one court ruling, but nowhere in the Constitution does it say freedom of expression, and that's very important because let's take burning the flag for example. You burn the flag, my freedom of expression is going to be pouncing on you and punching you in the face because you're burning my flag, and then I could
Right.
be like, oh,
That's
freedom of
their
expression.
freedom of expression,
Yeah,
not freedom
yeah.
of speech. There's two
Right.
different
And
things.
people they like to put them both together and say, oh, it's freedom of expression, which is covered by freedom of speech. Listen, there was one court ruling.
But
Nowhere in the Constitution does
But
it
if
say.
we freely express ourselves and stand up for our First Amendment right of freedom of speech, we're domestic terrorists.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, that's what what is it? Trump voters.org or something that they were like, we're going to hunt down these. I'm just like, Nazi, 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 Nazi.
Thank you. Exactly. This is what I showed that video off, and I got a lot of good feedback about that video. I tried sharing it to the page, but for some reason, I still can't share my videos to the page.
Because you're not using it as an admin, you're using it as Cam, and you're just
I think
sharing.
what it is that I don't have Page Manager on my phone.
Probably.
So I need to do that. I'll work on that at the airport tomorrow when I have 4 hour layover. While I'm triggering folks. Because I plan on wearing head to toe MAGA swag.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
with
Yes.
my
Yes.
double mask. I have 2 Trump masks on. So if they get
Yeah.
one and they ask me to take it off, I got a second layer like they asked me to, and it's also going
Yep.
to be Trump. But I mean, it's getting to the point where freedom of speech is completely non-existent anymore in a free nation. And like you said in your video earlier, this should alarm people. This should scare people. This should get people ready and motivated to start standing
Yep.
and rising and putting their suits on, their suits of armor, for God's sake. And then also their suits of patriotism. Because if we don't, we're not going to have a chance to do it again. And I mean, I'm sitting here looking at all the trolls on my Instagram. I don't know if you noticed that. My God, after I commented on the White House's post about, the 500,000, padded numbers of coronavirus deaths, let's light a candle in solidarity. Let's pay, homage and respect. But Rush Limbaugh can't even have a half-staff flag in this nation.
Rush Limbaugh can't even rest in peace because he's,
Mm-mm.
my God. I mean, like, even if, like, Pelosi died tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, thank God. Or, like, that one commenter was something like, poor hell or poor Satan. Now he's got to deal with Rush Limbaugh. And I'm like,
Well,
what is wrong with you
yeah,
people?
rest in hell and rest in piss and all their hashtags that they're creating.
Yes. I'm
It's
like,
like,
listen, we have to respect life because you know what? It don't matter if we like them or not. There's still somebody that loved them or cared for them they're in pain right now. Like,
well, I hope
I'm
all
like
of
not
Rush
mourning
Limbaugh
her,
supporters
but
will hop on that live next week to give their condolences. His wife, Catherine, is going to be doing an on-air show. I can't wait for that. So I implore every single conservative that loved Rush. I know I did. I grew up listening to him. He's like a family member to me.
yeah,
A very powerful conservative voice, an unafraid patriot, and I have high respect for that man. And all
right.
the bullshit that he's gone through, just like Trump. I mean, all the
Yep.
ridicule. And so I'm certainly myself going to be calling in. Hopefully, I can make that phone line before they cut that off because I'm going to be doing that unless we're going to be on the MAGA bridge, the Trump Unity Bridge, dancing for our patriots. But I certainly look forward to that myself. But for others that might not be aware, that's an opportunity for you to speak up on behalf of another conservative like us that's going out there and fighting and speaking truth and being unafraid about doing so. It
Right.
costs us everything to do what we do.
Right.
And so I just wanted to put that out there. Love you, Rush. Rest in peace, my brother.
Amen. Amen. We were just
But
talking about what was it, Becky? I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, lots of things. I know. We've been it's been a crazy day. My car broke again.
again,
Again,
what
this
did you
time
do it this time?
what did they say it was?
It's the motor mount.
The motor mount.
That's an easy fix. I can fix that when
I
I come
know,
to
but it's like a $700 fix. Okay.
I do
Ugh.
it for free because that's what patriots do for patriots.
All right, you come up here and fix my
We
car.
got time to get greasy under there because dirt don't hurt.
You gonna be here tomorrow? Yay!
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm already eager. I wish I was there right now. I wish I didn't have to fly through a commie airline just to get to you. But we patriots make sacrifices so that we could speak truth. I'll tell you what, I do not want to fly. I don't. But I'm grateful that I can come up there and be a part of this awesome tour with you guys. Thank you for inviting me and having me. And inviting.
I'm so excited. I love getting up there and meeting all the patriots. Like it's so amazing, and it's so just like they get it. You know what I mean? Like they get it, and it's just about sharing information and sharing the truth and letting other patriots know like it's not over.
It ain't over yet.
It's over.
I'm wondering if we'll see Bryson or Fort Audio Blow, because we're going to Florida too. We've got lots of our really big name Patriots in Miami, and I know a lot of people will be at one of our stops in Orlando where CPAC's going to be. Speaking of CPAC, did you hear about the supposed, now I'm still working on confirmation, but I don't doubt that this is true at all because of everything that the FBI and Nancy Pelosi and AOC and all the Democrats have done to shut up conservative thinkers, free thinkers. But all of the attendees for CPAC are supposedly, all their information is being handed over to the FBI so that they can wing out some insurrectionists from the Capitol.
I was, I get so mad about that. I really do. Like, I guess it just gets to the point where you're like, when did this happen in our country? Like,
well, I think our country has actually laid out evidence and the foundation well before our generation was even born. In
yeah,
1963 when they put out the Marxist agenda on the House floor.
yeah.
And that was accepted as, okay, that's cool. And then Ronald Reagan disturbed that narrative because he was against fascism. He actually said, fascism will begin when they come out and say whatever it was. I can't remember the exact quote, but
I think it was fascism. What is it?
It will come out in the guise of
yeah,
socialism, something like
yeah.
that.
It will be in the disguise of liberalism. Actually, was
liberalism. That was the word. Thank you. Same thing. Socialism, liberalism, same damn thing. Yeah. But I mean, Ronald Reagan actually really put a foot to that narrative, and then I think ever since they had him as a very strong conservative speaking on behalf of the American public. Then we had douchebag Bushes come through there. And all of them were fucking douchebags. I don't care what anybody says. They sold America out just like Penn did.
I used to love W. I was like, this is man. And now I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I never liked him. I always felt like there was something very sinister and questionable about not just his policies, but him as an individual. All of those in that family have not been about true conservatism. They have been about taking that knee, whatever benefits them commie buckwise, they're going to do it. And they proved it, just like George Bush did after the junior, after 9/11. The war thing, I'm split on. However, I really have a problem with the fact that black market weapons were sold to our enemies thanks to George Bush.
Mama did that.
I don't like that.
That was not a huge thing. Like my dad was talking to me and he was like, well, what's your platform when you run? And I'm like, I just want to be left alone. And I think that's what the entire country wants. We just want to be left alone, right? Like, stop screwing with my money. Stop screwing with my guns. Stop screwing with my freedom of speech. Just leave me alone. You don't got to do anything for me. Just leave me alone. Like,
well, I think you speaking on that point is actually very integral, in my opinion, because there are so many people that are afraid to talk the truth because of repercussion, or what society is going to think of them. Yep. Like you, I don't give a fuck what society thinks about me. Unfortunately, I'm different than you in the regard that I'm completely vulgar when I speak my unfiltered uncensorship. But you have a better handle on yourself. But something I noticed, I got tagged in a video from Washington D.C. The night before the Capitol stuff happened. And I was just speaking unfiltered truth. And I went through these comments on this video. And I'm seeing so many Texans talking about, we need somebody like you who is not afraid to talk truth the way that you do, because too many people are afraid to just be themselves, because society gets to dictate who you are and what you are these days. And if you stand a different direction than the narrative, then you're the enemy.
Yep.
You're the fascist. You're the domestic terrorist. You're all these fucking liberal terms. It's just like, God dang. All right, so I read through 293 comments, and I had more support than I had negative comments, even though I cuss. Even though they feel like it's a genuine perspective, and the only person I can think of outside of Donald Trump and yourself that I feel are genuine people talking the truth is DeSantis in Florida when he told Joe Biden to go fuck himself.
I love him so much.
I could not get away from that because I resonated with that, because I would tell Joe Biden the same damn thing. Go fuck yourself. Yep. Signed sincerely, Texas. We do. And guess who's coming on the 26th while we're going to be on tour? And I'm not going to be here to escort that son of a bitch out of my state. Joe Biden. In Houston, Texas.
Yeah, no. He was here in Michigan, and there was more people like protesting him than there was to greet him. It was hilarious.
I just hope he watched that video of Kamala and her tour bus getting escorted out when her own people actually crashed into Patriots vehicles on purpose. I hope he watched it and he understands what's coming, because I think we're going to do the same thing again, that we're going to escort him out. We don't want him here. He's not welcome here. He actually said no to Texas's plea to helping Texas during this winter stuff. It is like, you just bit your last bite off that candlestick, son. We do not, and I mean for the majority do not support you coming to our state, you freaking communist tyrant, pedophile, rapist piece of shit. Like, your own running mate.
I don't think you like him, Pam.
His own running mate called him out.
Doesn't everyone just love him?
How do people that, okay, for example, on my Instagram, I'm mind blown. Because I'm looking through all these comments from these trolls, and the majority of what they're saying is Trump's a racist, Trump's a rapist. Oh my God, what a coincidence that you're talking about Joe Biden and not President Trump. I mean, come on now. How do you refute the fact that he said, Black America, you're not black if you don't vote for me? Supposedly voted. Yep. And then one of them said 82 million people voted for Joe Biden. And I was like,
dude, you can bring it further than that. Like, let's talk about how, I mean, I think we've talked about this before with like, he's like, it's not fair. The African community can't use a computer. And I'm like, what?
Yes. Oh my God. I couldn't, that was like the icing on the racist cake.
Yeah. Because I was like, what? I got to talk to my husband. Maybe I should teach him how to use the computer.
I don't think he can remember how to do anything at this point. I'm surprised actually remembering how to like breathe and live and shit and piss at this point, because it's like, dude, you've got dementia so bad, you should be in a nursing home.
Did you watch?
Go to New York, Biden, and let Cuomo off you. Let's see if you'll be included in that federal investigation case, along with all the millions or thousands of other people that, died at the hands of Cuomo. Like, just.
You happen to watch the, I think it was a hearing today about the safety of the Capitol.
No, actually, I was too busy enjoying myself, preparing myself for my trip.
I watched like 5 seconds of it. Me and Becky were in the car, and I'm like, I can't listen to this, because they're directly trying to connect freedom of speech with what happened. So they keep going on and on about how these people were allowed to talk this nonsense. Well, we'll quote it nonsense because the election fraud did happen. We have proof of it.
It did, and we got video. We got evidence everywhere. But go ahead.
Yeah. So they're going on and on. And so I'm like, oh my God, I can't watch this because I know where they're going with it, right? They're going to try to start restricting speech. and they're going to say it's okay to restrict speech because it prevents insurrection. So it's going to get bad. I'm just like, I can't watch this because I know where they're going with this.
But
I
the
know.
same dictards that sit there in a hearing talking about removing our rights and freedom of speech are the ones that actually incited violence to begin with.
Yes.
Against conservatives. Run them out of town. Run them, do this, do that. Maxine Waters, Madonna, I'm going to blow up the White House. Why wasn't that bitch actually hit by the FBI like we're hit by the FBI?
Well, they could do more than speak. I mean, they got into the White House lawn, hurt a bunch of CIA or Secret Service agents. They got into the Supreme Court, did damage there. Like, I'm just
and her fucking badge, by the way, right? Remember that. I hope America remembers that. Now, the same person going after Trumpers like us, the same person saying we're going to, and help develop this website, TrumpVoterList.org, to, persecute and punish people and then send them to re-education camps because we're the people with a fucking problem, right? According to this nonsensical idiot. So the same person was the one that let people into the Capitol, just like the Capitol Police let people into the fucking building.
Yep.
This is the same corrupt ass government. Pardon my French. It just chaps my ass to see the hypocrisy, and all of these people are believing the shit they're fed, man. The indoctrination nation is like rising in numbers. And despite the fact that we, the people, are trying to educate and push out information and push out love and unity, the Democrats are trying to say, well, let's unify. But all they're pushing out, though, is things that don't unify people. And I mentioned that today.
That's very much the Communist Manifesto. I mean, it's not a surprise because, Hitler himself was like, Hitler himself was like, hey, so here's what you do. You tell a lie and you get people fearful, right? Get them fearful. And if you do that long enough and strong enough, no matter how much reality somebody throws at somebody, those people are so fearful that they're going to believe whatever you tell them. Hitler did that. Like it's been done in every fascist country there is.
Wasn't there also a virus involved with that shit too? Right?
Yep.
And this is why I say people need to read that book, The Rise of the Fourth Reich. It is an insane book, and it's basically what Audra and I are talking about, but it explains it in so much full detail that you cannot deny the facts. I would highly recommend people to read that book. I'm done with it. I've been reading on it, and Audra, it's like everything that we are dealing with right this very moment with our freedoms being stripped from Americans is in that book. Oh.
This is another book people must read now.
What is that one? The Art of War?
The Art of War. Y'all must read this. Please, God, read this.
Who's it by? Amazon, look it up. Who's it by?
Yeah, Sun Tzu. How do you say his last name? Sun Tzu. I forgot how you say the last name. I'm probably really screwing that up. It's a good book. And Thomas Paine, Common Sense. Like, there's so many books that you guys can read. Like, it's like the information's there. Read it.
But it has been there for generations. Why else would the
people got lazy? If I'm like, hey, Cam, tell me what to think. And you're like, hey, Audra, everybody's a Nazi. And I don't bother to pick up a book and read and see what is a Nazi. And I'm like, wait, these people aren't acting like Nazis. You're acting like Nazis. That's why people got lazy. They got lazy, didn't want to know, didn't care. We got so comfortable in this country that this is also a book nobody ever reads. The Constitution of the United States and selected writings of the Founding Fathers.
I love
read it.
Yes.
Please read it.
You said And my main slogan I've been running for my campaign is comfort turns into complacency. Complacency turns to communism.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't seem to understand what the frick that means. But exactly like you said, when people get too comfortable, they get too reliant. When they get too reliant, then they don't have balls to stand up when it's time to stand up. We're seeing
Right.
some that are sucking the government's hit right now. Just so
Yeah.
slightly the government's hit. And
Yep.
I'm like, Joe Biden's money. That's my own money, and I'm rejecting getting a rebate on my own money because
Well, I'm sorry, people don't realize this $1,200. You realize over time you end up paying like, I think it was like almost $6,000. Every individual American citizen ends up paying $6,000 for a $1,200 check that Joe Biden thinks should last you 2 months, by the way.
well, less
You know,
people's
bless
mortgages
his little heart.
$900 a month, $500 to $900 a month, plus grocery bills, especially if you got a family of more than one person, $200 every week to 2 weeks. And when people are applying for aid for like SNAP benefits, for example, here in the state of Texas, or unemployment, they're denied. A lot of people are being denied. They're suffer for a reason, and the reason is a few reasons actually. Biden wants you to suck a government nut.
Yep.
Be reliant on a dirty, swampy establishment that has stolen from you people in this country for years, eons, before this. I don't even want to call him the P word. I can't call him the P word. He is not my P word.
Yes, he is. He's your pedophile. Becky laughed. Did you hear?
I did.
Becky, say hi to everybody.
Yeah, just say hi. Just pop in, say hi.
Come on, just stick your head in here. You guys, Becky is here, and she won't come say hi to everybody. Becky has her own fan club. Do you know that? Every time I go somewhere, where's Becky? But she won't come say hi.
Becky keeps us out of jail.
No.
Well, I think she tries to keep us straight and level
Yeah.
it. That's
Becky's the one I call when I'm in jail.
well.
Hey, Bubble Butt. Come here, Bubble Butt.
Come on, Becky.
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 Becky's the daughter of Liberty, a new daughter of Liberty. She's just a behind-the-scenes new daughter of Liberty.
She prefers not to have her face on the show, even though she is extremely gorgeous, beautiful soul, and she.
I know.
Just
And have you seen the butt? Have you seen the butt?
I've seen the
I'm
butt.
gonna keep talking about your booty till you get in here. Should we just play the Bubble Butt song till she gets in here?
What?
Bubble butt, bubble butt. Becky, oh, here she comes. Come say hi. She won't come in here.
Tell her I'll tip her $2 when I see her.
She's running a strip club up in here. Anybody got some? You guys got some bids over here?
I hear that phone ringing already.
What we do is not cheap. So
No,
apparently we're auctioning off Becky. Come say hi, Becky. She's coming. She's coming. Ah, there's Becky!
All right, Becky, put your head down.
Ah!
Screenshot. You're on camera.
I hate you
Say
both.
hi, Becky.
Hi.
Hi, Becky.
Becky.
Woman.
Becky keeps us organized and make sure we have clothing to wear when we're on tour because I can't
Audra
pack.
doesn't do it.
I'm really bad at it.
I got all my shit packed today. I'm not looking forward to that baggage fee.
Yeah.
Communist.
I told you I got the flight paid for. You'd have to buy the.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to be so expensive, or the fact I have to double mask, or the fact that
You should have just
they
drove.
are.
From Texas?
I mean,
I
might
would
have
have done it.
taken you a few days, but fuck fine.
I drove to Georgia by myself nonstop. I don't know how many times. It's about the same distance, I think.
Is it?
Except minus the snow and your ice caps. Y'all Yankees got up that way. I don't want to do that.
You're just jealous because an inch of snow had you guys halting to stop, and we're grilling in that shit. We like take a shovel and we're like, time to grill, and we're in our like pajamas out in the snow grilling. Please.
So are we going to be leaving the same day I get there, or what's up with that?
We're leaving the next day. We're spending the night in a hotel, and then we're leaving the 25th.
So we got time to party with the Daughters of Liberty, the new Daughters of Liberty.
Woo! So
I'm
we
so
hope you guys
excited.
see us while we're on tour. I just got address for Toledo because a couple of people were wanting to come see us in Toledo.
Yes, Adam is one big hitter. I love Adam.
Yeah.
He's one of our biggest supporters. And one of my biggest supporters. Love him to death. Fantastic individual that has been harassed by Black Lives Matter himself at his business. They tried to shut his business down, try to get him fired, but the man is resilient. He is still remaining strong.
He was the one we took a picture with at the Capitol, and they're like, "See, Audrey, you were at the Capitol." I'm like, "Honey, I didn't deny being at the Capitol. I said I didn't go in or do any damage."
Yeah,
okay?
he was the guy. And then, could you speak a little bit more broad about your brother?
Oh, you want to know about my libtard brother?
He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he's called me out without saying my name, and I want him to see who I am.
We don't know for sure if Michigan T is Pete, but he's done this before. He's done this before where he makes fake profiles.
I sure hope not, because he's about to get annihilated if it is him. I got a lawsuit started here in the state of Texas against whomever it is. I'm coming after you.
Good. I want in on that because they're
creaming our credibility and our name, and they're charging us for no reason except freedom of speech.
Yeah,
and that we're Trump supporters.
They don't tell the truth. They make up all this ridiculous stuff. Like,
yes, that's called libel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I hope
harassment, Michigan T, though. Thanks for the harassment. I've seen many posts that you've tagged us both in, particularly you, and I was just like, well, why wouldn't they say my name? They sorry, that scared shit out of me. It's okay. I'm not a Democrat. Swear. But it was just like, how do you tag my video in your post on Twitter, but you're tagging Audra, you're tagging MAGA Bride all over the place, right? You Michigander hater, but you can't even say my name. Why won't you say my name? Say it.
Like,
tag me.
My name.
Because this ain't no Becky situation. I'm talking about Becky with the long hair, the good hair, not that sexy Becky in the background. But it's more or less like, if you're going to sit here and try to discredit people for just talking about their experiences as patriots going through this hard time, and then call us cultists, it's like, we're not cultists.
The reason why I think it might be my brother or people that know him, it's because of the way the language is, and particularly because they are attacking me so much because they've done it before. Like, literally, when I tell people that he's my brother, they go, what? Because it's so crazy. He was actually one that got me to come over to the conservative side. I was a little bit more liberal. And me and my other brother kind of were like, oh, okay, we get it now. We understand. And then all of a sudden he got a job as a bus driver, joined the union, and became this crazy psychopath liberal, which is fine. If you want to be that way, that's fine. But then he starts attacking. And like, by me attacking, I mean like completely turning situations into something they're not. When I got arrested for defending Black Lives Matter before I got out of jail, my brother had it posted everywhere how I didn't, I wasn't there to help. I was there to create a scene, and, I'm a big racist. And I'm just like, no, I was there because I don't care what you're saying. You have the right to say it. And I will defend that with
Right.
my life and going to jail if I have to. And he
Because you're a
turned everything into different situations. Like he just,
that's
so
a
that's why
crime.
I'm saying Michigan
Yeah.
T. Yeah. That I don't know, but I know we've caught him before and we had a legitimate case against him before. And I'm like, I don't want to sue my brother. Um, we caught him under a different screen name saying that he was part of my group and we were white supremacists. And so that's slander when you're telling a lie, which saying you're part of my group and we're white supremacists, that's a lie.
That's really
That's a
unfortunate. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that with your own family members. And see, that's what we're seeing across the board is especially with the TrumpVoterList.org. We're seeing a lot of family members turning in their own people and turning on their own people because of a difference of freedom of speech for a of your God-given right to vote for who the fuck you want to vote for.
Yeah. And your right to vote and have it be private, right? Like that's kind of like a sanctity that you don't mess with. Like if
I
I
mean,
want to say, "Hey, I voted for Trump," great. But
right.
this whole like turning people in stuff is so ridiculous. I mean, I turned myself in. It was like, "What's your
I,
name?" I'm like, "Audra." Who
I,
you turning in? Audra.
I, I was like, right as soon as I got wind of it, after I did my videotaping, I typed you. I'm like, come on, what you got? Because this is America. This is not China. This is not Cuba. This is not Venezuela. This is not Germany. We have a right, God given and inalienable right. But, Joe Biden and the perpetuators of this propaganda, I mean, that's the nicest way I can say it without cursing like every word.
Right.
I'm trying to do better. Hopefully I am. I know in the beginning of this video I didn't do so well. But it's more or less like the fact of the matter is that the Democrat Party is trying to really censor people for a reason, and I feel like that is because they're trying to cover up their shenanigans.
Oh
Just like
yeah.
what
I'm scared.
Trump is a civilian. They've been after his tax returns as a president. They never could get him because he didn't have to turn them over. Just like, the fact that he's now a civilian, they're now going after him because they can legally go after him at this point because he's a civilian
They're
to,
scared
to
of
try to
him.
fraud or whatever they're trying to do to keep him from running in 2024. But my message to the Democrats is this: you've got ground boots motherfucking Americans that are going to overturn those seats. We're going to run for those spots, and we will not let you take over this nation. We will communism and your rhetoric and your bullshit. We are going to overthrow this tyrannical ass government.
Yep.
And I'm so
Yep.
proud of Americans like yourself and mine, others except Chad Prather, who are running for offices across our states. I think that this is what we needed. And so, again, when you talk about grassroots movement, I think people like you and I are examples of grassroots movement. Unlike TrumpVoterList.org that said grassroots movement in their own freaking statement and then quoted Marxist quotes in their bullshit.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
digress. And
No, I think
Cruz for leaving the state of Texas when everything was frozen down and shit. If I had the money and the capability, I would have probably done it too, because I would have loved to have the ability, talk about privilege. Like in my Facebook post I made was just like, I was so grateful I had power or food to eat or the fact that other conservative patriots were willing to open up their home when they did have power and heat so I could come and take a shower and wash my dirty clothes. You know, meanwhile, we've got people literally so excited about the government checks. When we gonna get our money, Joe Biden? When we gonna get our money? It's like, okay, you don't understand how that money is already owed to you in the first place. They robbed you blind for years, and we let them because we voted these corrupt ass motherfuckers in.
I mean, it's our money. And the thing is people don't. I don't know. To me, if somebody really cares about you, right? If they really care about you, they're gonna make sure you don't need them, right? Like I'm gonna uplift you, and I'm gonna keep lifting you up, and I'm gonna keep lifting. Like I'm always gonna be here for you. But I'm gonna make sure you don't need me, right? I'm gonna do whatever I can do to make you excel in life. That's how you know somebody cares about you, not giving you free.
It's building up. It's building up people without the expectation of something in return.
Right.
But the government establishment wants something in return, which they always get. If it's not with your job taxes and your wages, it's the fact that, oh, if you own a house, if you are paying a mortgage, your property taxes still got to be paid. Your property will never be your own property, because you still have got to pay property taxes to the thieves. So this is what I'm saying. Like, people could have actually paid off their fucking house note that they paid on for 60 years, right? And if they can't afford property taxes during this COVID pandemic, they're foreclosing their homes on these
Right.
people. How is that right? They're taking their cars. They're taking away the ability to be able to go and use transportation like buses, trains, fucking planes, and then making you mask and show proof of your negative for this fucking fake Wuhan bullshit. It's like, are you joking me?
Right. And I mean, I don't think people, if you put it in this context, people really start going, oh my God. You realize in a little bit less than a year, we went from, okay, 2 weeks lockdown, wear a mask, you'll be fine. Now, a year later, it's guess what? If you don't take this vaccine, you don't let us inject you with stuff, you're going to lose your license. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your kids. You're going to lose your home. This is how fast Africa moves until you take it step by step, and they try to see how fast they can.
And we're seeing that everywhere, and it's unfortunate because my question to America is like, when are they going to actually stand up for their freedom? Sorry, I'm trying to charge it.
That's okay. We're approaching a 48-minute mark anyway, so oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, Americans need to stand up for their constitutional rights. They need to stand up for their God-given rights. And it is not to me as an American, it's a privilege to live in a free country, or what we thought was free, but never actually really was, because our own government was plotting against the people.
Right.
So I really do feel like our forefathers were making a statement when they wrote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, allowing people their power over our tyrannical government. We have the ability to overrule them. And it does state that, but it does not state what measures or means we, the people, have got to go through in order to overthrow this bullshit government. So, to me, in that regard, legally, if I was an attorney, I would fight for every fucking patriot that is standing against this nonsense, because the Constitution does not break it down on what you can't storm the Capitol, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah 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 blah. It says we have the right to overthrow tyranny.
Yep.
Point blank and period. And what we've been seeing, especially since the coronavirus was manufactured and then man-made, man-mutated, and put out by man, and Bill Gates, you know, with this vaccination, and I'm saying it, we might get blocked off of Facebook for this one, but it's like, come on now. We've got everything against us. Why are these people not standing up against it? The establishment. I don't give a shit what side you stand on, Audra. If you're a Democrat or if you're a fucking Republican, I don't care if you're an independent. I'm a constitutional conservative, and I'm saying, don't take my fucking guns, because they're coming after us hard for our guns.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after the mask bull crap. And now this vaccination stuff. It's like, when will people stand up for their freedom as an American? Because no country on the face of this planet has the opportunity or the freedom that we do have in America thanks to our Constitution, and they're trying to rewrite it and amend it to fit a narrative of the left that is destroying our nation.
Oh,
based
absolutely.
off of a racial bias. It's like, well, if you're white, you don't deserve to be here in America. That's basically what they're telling you. They're telling you don't have a right to freedom of speech. You can't vote. You can't own a firearm because you're an insurrectionist if you voted for Trump. And now they're coming after every single one of us, putting us on a blacklist, TrumpVoterList.org. I mean, when will people see what's on the wall? The writing's on the damn wall, and has been building up to this point. We are at war. We are at war. We better suit up. Just like Iran was sitting here talking about some bullshit about we are requesting so many, how much money on Instagram. I've seen it. They were talking about getting reparations, requesting those from Joe Biden. It's like, if that does happen, I hope everybody understands, if that money goes to Iran and that son of a bitch does do this, that Americans need to be suited up and ready to fucking fight, because at that point, they're going to come try to nuke our country with our own money.
Oh, yeah.
They're utilizing our own money to fund their nuke brigade, and we're allowing it to happen. You know, and it reminds me so much of Germany and Nazism that it's unreal how the connections are made and the similarity. But our own country can't even see what a shit show we're in right now and everything we're about to lose. And this is exactly why, and I know I cuss, but I'm also a believer in Jesus Christ. But I beg Jesus every day, deliver us. Because it's about to get to be in a bloodbath, in my opinion. There's nothing we can do to stop that, Audra.
Well, I think this is why I keep preaching defensiveness, right? Because I have no doubt if things keep going down this road, they're going to start something that it's going to be one of the bloodiest times in our history, because I don't think they understand. And this isn't me saying I'm starting a war, I'm leading a revolution. This is me saying, listen, I know Americans.
Disclaimer.
I know Americans, and I know what you're doing right now. This is kind of the period where what we do is an important thing. What patriots are doing is an important thing, because we're trying to tell these people, like, you got to stop. Like, you have to stop this right now. Just leave people alone, right? Because you don't want what's coming now. You might see all the liberals marching in the street, and you might not see us all the time, but I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of angry people if you come after guns, if you come after freedom of speech. And this isn't, again, me saying I want that. I don't want that. I very much want to prevent that. And they just don't get that. They see, because this is America. We're a different breed. Like, you might get away with that shit in Britain or, London,
right,
and, Iran. You might get away with that shit there. You're not going to get away with it here. You might get it pretty damn far, but I can tell you, you start coming for guns, hardcore coming from guns, hardcore locking people up in these concentration camps. It's gonna get bloody, and it's gonna get real fast.
Well, I think that's what they want, obviously. We can see that's what they want. They're trying to pit Americans against Americans. They're taking advantage of the fact that we do have freedom. And they
Mhm.
know that people will stand up for freedom. They
I don't
know
know if
that we
they
would
know
be
that, or
willing
if
to
they're
bleed on the
just
pavement.
I have a theory that they just believe that it's worked in other
Can't
countries.
hear
Let's
you,
be
boo.
honest. I said it's worked in other countries. Let's be honest. Where they've able to peacefully take over the country. I mean, for God's sake, look at London. I don't know. I lost you. I must have lost Cam. I'll just finish this up, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow when
Okay.
Cam and I are in Michigan together. So we've seen this before in other countries where it's very easy for these people to take over. It's very easy to take the rights away, but I'm warning you right now, y'all don't know, you don't know Americans if you think that we're going to take that. So I will see you guys later. Cam and I will be in the same state and we'll be on tour. We can't wait to see you. As always, if you'd like to make a donation to our cause, my email or my PayPal is audrajohnson2019@gmail.com. If not, we still support you and we love your support for us, and we will talk to you soon.